Hello, my fellow subscribers, my fellow Nintendo Switch fans, fellow strangers, and above all, my fellow Mario fans. Super Mario T here, wanting to talk about the new Mario game teased for the Nintendo Switch, now finally known as Super Mario Odyssey, and oh my god, my dream has come true. This new Mario game is exactly what I wanted in a modern open world 3D Mario game. My Mario has come back in a grand new gaming experience, and words cannot express how whimsical and extraordinary I'm still feeling when I see that trailer. The thing was with me, as I was watching the Switch presentation, I wasn't feeling good. I felt shaky, achy, nauseous, and I had a pounding headache. You could say it was fatigue of some sort, but I still watched it anyways. And maybe it was because I was feeling like this, or I was actually incredibly excited for it, but during and after that stream, I almost cried and heaved even. I was so happy. Why? Because above the Switch itself, above Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and even Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey has made me feel like a kid again. Most Mario fans consider Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2 true 3D Mario games for many reasons, and those same fans don't consider Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World true 3D Marios, mostly for being not as vast, big, and explorative as the other games. They are great games, don't take that the wrong way. It just lacks the longevity, scope, and influence the first 4 3D Mario games had. The most recent quote-unquote true 3D Mario game we got was Super Mario Galaxy 2, and let this fact sink in, that we got that game almost 7 years ago. Hell, the first Mario Galaxy is the last 3D Mario to some because of how much more linear the sequel was, and even then that game will be 10 years old once this new game comes out. From 3/4 of a decade for most to even a full decade is how long we've waited for this experience from a Mario game. We've claimed for so long, ever since Super Mario 3D Land simplified the Mario brand, even as far as the spin-offs with Paper Mario, Mario Sports, Mario and Luigi and such, that Mario's lost his touch. Not entirely again, but some of what's made him, well, magical. What made Mario so magical was how immersive, how giant in scope his worlds were. You could go about the levels however you would like, with little limits or no limits at all, depending what kind of level you were on and what moves you knew. The worlds themselves held plenty of variety that started the trends we all know so well in this day and age of Mario, such as plains and fortressed worlds, to deserts, underwater worlds, snowy ice-capped landscapes, lava-drenched death traps, and so on, which was stapled within the Mario brand since Super Mario 64, or arguably Super Mario World. Their layouts and means of exploration made them feel so mystical and supernatural. Speaking of Mario's moves, he's had plenty of moves at his disposal over the years, which is what made Mario so memorable, invincible, and a role model even, from his classic super jump to his remarkable long jump, along with his triple jump, ground pound, side somersault, crouch, backflip, wall jump, spin jump, dive, turning that dive into a slide, punch, kick, and so on, and the amount of freedom these moves gave you, it made you feel so invincible because you had so many options as to go about each world in whatever way you felt like. There was likely no way the game would let you go about a single point only to move on to the next, and because of those worlds having multiple objectives to complete, such as getting multiple stars and shine sprites in any order you wish to go, that's what's complemented the vast worlds because there was so much to do, even beyond those objectives like getting certain coins or certain collectibles. Each of those worlds had a variety of enemies to encounter and allies to befriend as well. We've had plenty of different faces to explore while also reuniting with classic faces as well over the years. Thwomps, Koopa Troopas, Piranha Plants, Goombas, Hammer Bros, and so on, to Sumer Bros, Bombs, Bullies, Wigglers, and Top-Men. It's these enemies that have not only defined the levels, worlds, and world themes that we know so well, but that's what gives them life and makes them so recognizable. It was downplayed and flamed on for being used so much during the recent years, sure, but here's the reason why. There's a theme you viewers may have picked up already and some may haven't. Do you know what all these 3D Mario games have in common? The so many kinds of worlds, so many layouts, so many moves that Mario's grasps, so many enemies. Hell, I can even go as far to say so many risks Nintendo takes with these games, or at least they used to. There's a word for this, and the word that pops up in my head is variety. Mario games inhibit, they live for variety. The worlds have variety, The enemies' designs, attacks, and weaknesses have variety. Mario's moveset has variety. It comes into many different shapes and sizes, and that's one of the reasons Mario games click for so many of us, not just within his 3D games, but his spin-offs themselves hold variety in the fact that Mario can mesh so well in other genres, not just the gameplay and other factors within those as well. Even from looking at the 5 seconds of gameplay we got from the Switch trailer in October, I had high hopes for this game, and thankfully enough, those hopes may actually be fulfilled. This trailer has proven Nintendo isn't afraid to take risks, even beyond the ones we've seen in this new Mario installment, and the producer of Super Mario Odyssey, Yoshiaki Koizumi, has went on to state during the presentation that this new Mario game, and I quote, that this is the first time ever since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine that we've created a large Mario sandbox world for you to run around in. Not only does this put me, along with thousands and millions of other fans, at ease, but this fills me with so many expectations and high fascination I have not felt since Super Mario Galaxy 2's reveal. I've never felt such exhilaration and happiness since Super Mario Galaxy 2, and this may even be along the lines of Smash 4's hype train as well. And it just makes me feel like a kid again. Like my inner childhood has blossomed once again, ready to feed off the nutritious value of Super Mario Odyssey. Its bulk, where it'll thrive in quality, the protein, is the gameplay, the vast exploration you'll be able to go through once this game drops. The fact that they're emphasizing 64 and Sunshine's core gameplay being implemented in an even bigger game under hardware a lot stronger than the consoles holding those titles bodes a massive green flag as big as New Donk City, because man, that city is freaking huge. In Super Mario 3D Land and World, I should also mention Mario's moveset has been dumbed down, much like the levels in terms of exploration and scope. Mario's moveset shown off here proves you won't feel as limited to exploring like the past. He has his typical jump, ground pound, backflip, side somersault, crouch, long jump, and so on. But his triple jump is back, which was absent. He can dive again. Like in Super Mario 64 and Sunshine, he can now roll. He can use his hat to vault off of and make big jumps, as well as use as an extra platform. He can ride a lion. This man can ride a lion, for God's sakes. I'm sure this isn't all Mario's capable of either, so there's a good chance there's more beyond this, even as far as power-ups or allies like Galaxy or 64. This game is a gift that keeps on giving, and it's slated for holiday 2017. E3 is like 5 months away. We're definitely gonna get a lot more of this game, and this game is gonna sell hell amounts of Switches during Christmas. Speaking of more, mind if I go back to those Mario spin-offs I mentioned earlier? The gameplay itself is the biggest aspect the game has in achieving quality. Some people put those spin-off titles such as Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Luigi's Mansion, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and such on par, maybe even so far as above the 3D Mario games, not just because of the diversity among the gameplay and worlds and how efficient they've made them, but the miscellany expands as far as giving each character and enemy different personality within those games, expanding the moveset and attacks of enemies as well as Mario and his partners and such, and just making the experience more memorable, on top of giving the games a bigger focus on narrative, bigger than 3D Mario, since more often than not, the story Mario hangs off of is Bowser causing chaos and stealing Peach. But not only will this game seem to feel like a true 3D Mario, it may shine like one within its characters as well. Have you not seen Mario throughout the trailer? He's jumping rope in the city with regular humans. He's shivering during the cold night in that Day of the Dead themed city. He's puffing his cheeks underwater. He's happily dancing to radio tunes. He looks around his surroundings in a seemingly optimistic curiosity, and he just looks adorable. Call me crazy. But this seems to be one of the few games Mario's personality has shined the brightest, and it reminds me of how him and Luigi are in the Mario & Luigi series. There are new skeletal people in the Day of the Dead city. There are brand new bosses of a robotic centipede to a group of mischievous bunnies in suits and a dress, and Bowser himself is pimping in that white tuxedo and top hat, forcing Peach into marriage, which, if you think about it, now it's finally confirmed canon that Bowser has had romantic feelings for Peach. Sure, it's been teased about and hinted and such throughout the Mario games, but in 3D Mario, arguably the true Mario, that could go up for debate, let me just say that right now. It's never really been specified what Bowser's true intentions were with Peach. The game introduces Mario to a real-world New York-like city themed after Donkey Kong, and this is what has some people worried though. Let me say right now that the game Donkey Kong had Mario running atop girders in the assumed town of Brooklyn to save Pauline, and Pauline herself looks more human than most of the other Mario characters, so maybe this city has more of a connection to Mario than just putting him in the real world. The city itself is a huge risk for Nintendo and Mario to do, but they went through with it, proving again they're not afraid to take risks. Also, the city, while has a chance of being a hub, it's still a chance for it not to be. Not to mention the city wasn't even the main focus. Hats seem to be a main factor as well, as plenty of enemies wear hats. Mario's using his hat to jump off and platform in midair. Bowser's using that trick himself as shown in the trailer. Mario's ship itself looks like a hat, and all the crazy cap logos in the trailers as well point at hats being some key focus. Maybe that living sentient being taking over Mario's hat is called or is some incarnation of Crazy Cap, and like the apricot colored Luma in Mario Galaxy, he takes over Mario's cap and gives him that ability, and with an emphasis on Bowser advertising his marriage all over and Mario going through many inhabited / explorative worlds, there may be a subtle narrative to this story similar to that of Galaxy, with not just the introduction of Rosalina and her backstory, but also the subtle tension of Mario saving the universe as well as Peach from Bowser's claws. These worlds shown off seem bigger than the ones from Galaxy, and let me stress, please, this game looks unbelievable. The character models, the night sky, the moon, the sparkles in the air, the rubble on the streets, the sand, the grass, the water, the detail on Mario's overalls. You could see the individual strands of hair on Mario's head and mustache, for crying out loud. Oh my god, the graphical fidelity looks absolutely glamorous and phenomenal in this Mario game. This brand new Mario game set my imagination and optimism level so high. I've never felt so excited for a brand new game, let alone a system. This new game gives me the impression that despite it'll have an open world sandbox gameplay of Mario 64 and Sunshine, it's actually going to be an amalgamation of all the 3D Mario games in one. Of course, the core gameplay and scope of 64 and Sunshine, but I feel like that scope is going to be expanded along with the sheer epicness and imagination of Galaxy and the graphics of even 3D World, yet the game looks even prettier and more attractive than 3D World just from a graphical standpoint alone. The game is titled Super Mario Odyssey. Odyssey meaning a big, epic journey, and I highly believe this game will deliver such an adventure. I may get to travel anywhere I'd like. I get to explore and collect plenty of items. I may get to see where the imagination shines bright, and I get to have that sheer amount of joy and happiness 3D Mario games have given me before. Hoping I'll get to collect stars again. Hoping I'll have to achieve multiple objectives in a single world. Hoping I gain high replayability, great music, and a great gaming experience. I could just gush for hours and hours and hours on end how exciting it is to await Super Mario Odyssey's release. I can't say enough how happy I am and excited I am for this game, for me to almost cry over a game. I've never been able to be close like that, except maybe for Mario Kart 8, but man, I was so close to shedding a tear. Either way, my heart and my mind have been longing this. They've been longing for a true open 3D World Mario game for 7 years. I'm finally going to be able to attain that dream game this next Christmas. Thank you. Thank you, Nintendo, for listening and taking time with this game to adhere to Mario fans. Thank you, the producers of the Switch, Super Mario Odyssey, and even Miyamoto for understanding and taking the risks. I'll even thank myself for sticking with Mario over the years and making me feel young, optimistic, imaginative, and magical again. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. Share this video if you want to spread the excitement and love of Mario Odyssey. Like and subscribe to your heart's content, I don't care, but I care more about you sharing this video because I am so stoked for this game. It's literally a dream come true. Please, share this love, share this excitement, share this hype I'm feeling. Let this resonate with so many other Mario fans. They need to feel this. This feels so incredible. Seeing this game is inspiring me to play the 3D Mario games on my channel. I'll definitely do that soon leading up to Super Mario Odyssey's release. As soon as I finish Paper Mario and Paper Mario Color Splash, that is. Take care, Mario fans. Stay super, just like our favorite Italian plumber.